Over the past few weeks, tensions between India and Pakistan have quietly but steadily escalated. There's been a lot going on. A deadly attack on April 22nd in Pahalgam, in Indian-controlled Kashmir, killed 26 people. India accused Pakistan of backing the attackers, leading to heightened tensions. In response, India suspended the Indus Water Treaty, a vital water-sharing agreement, citing national security concerns. This move has further strained relations between the two countries. Cross-border skirmishes along the line of control have flared up again, but things have now taken a serious turn. On the night of May 6th, India launched airstrikes on 9 sites in Pakistan and Azad Kashmir. Pakistani officials say 26 people were killed and dozens more injured. The attack also took place in Punjab province, territory outside the usual conflict zone. That's a major escalation. At least 5 Indian aircraft have reportedly gone down. Pakistan claims responsibility for shooting them, as we see footage of destroyed aircraft scattered across rugged terrain. Pakistan launched a pre-dawn strike on 10 May, firing drones and missiles, including the Fatah-1, at Indian targets, calling it Operation Bunyan al-Marsoos. 2 nuclear-armed nations, locked in a volatile standoff, are now exchanging more than just rhetoric. Now, most people would assume that if it comes to full-fledged war, India's going to win easily. It's bigger, richer, and has a more advanced military. And on paper, that's true. But wars don't always play out the way stats suggest. Today, we'll look at some important reasons why, despite its clear advantages, India could still struggle or even lose in a full-scale war with Pakistan, especially if the situation escalates beyond control. India faces the complex possibility of simultaneous military engagements on 2 fronts, with Pakistan to the west and China to the north. This scenario is particularly concerning due to the deepening army and strategic ties between China and Pakistan. China and Pakistan have significantly enhanced their defense cooperation. Pakistan has become the largest importer of Chinese military equipment, acquiring advanced systems such as J-10 fighter jets, main battle tanks, submarines, and unmanned aerial vehicles. This collaboration is further solidified by the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. That is a flagship project under China's Belt and Road Initiative, which passes through Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. This not only strengthens their economic ties, but also has strategic military implications for India. The possibility of a coordinated threat from China and Pakistan necessitates a re-evaluation of India's defense preparedness. While India has made significant strides in modernizing its military capabilities, the challenge of simultaneously managing 2 active fronts remains formidable. The strategic alliance between China and Pakistan adds complexity to India's security calculus, requiring robust contingency planning and diplomatic engagement to mitigate risks. India's internal divisions could complicate any external conflict. In Jammu and Kashmir, resentment toward the government, fueled by heavy militarization and political crackdowns, makes the region prone to unrest during crises. Communal tensions have also been rising nationwide. Anti-Muslim violence and discrimination, often unchecked, have deepened social fault lines. In a wartime scenario, such divisions could be inflamed by misinformation, triggering riots or protests that strain security forces. Regions like the Northeast and central tribal belts, though quieter lately, still carry histories of insurgency and mistrust toward the state. Renewed conflict could reignite these tensions, especially if local groups feel ignored or targeted. With emotions running high, even rumors or provocative content on social media could spark widespread instability, posing a serious challenge to national cohesion when it's needed most. Even with India's superiority in traditional military strength, urban and guerrilla warfare could drag the country into a long, grinding conflict. If fighting spills into cities or mountainous regions, the battlefield becomes less predictable, more civilian-heavy, and harder to control. Groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Hizbul Mujahideen, often seen as resisting Indian control in Kashmir, could become active during such times. Whether backed by Pakistan or operating independently, their actions could force India into costly and chaotic urban operations, straining both military resources and public morale. Civilian areas may become flashpoints, and any misstep could provoke global backlash and deepen domestic unrest. Both India and Pakistan are nuclear-armed, and that's what makes any conflict between them uniquely dangerous. Officially, India claims a no-first-use policy, while Pakistan leaves its nuclear use more ambiguous, especially in response to conventional threats. But policies on paper don't always match actions. India's recent strikes on Pakistani territory suggest that political pressures at home can override long-standing doctrines. In a climate where anti-Muslim sentiment is sometimes portrayed as nationalism, aggressive military action can win public and political support. That creates a dangerous incentive. If India pushes too far, even with conventional strikes, Pakistan may see it as justification for a nuclear response. At the same time, holding back could be framed as weakness at home. The result is a volatile standoff where even small decisions can spiral, and the cost of miscalculation could be catastrophic for both countries and beyond. In today's world, war isn't just fought on the ground. It's broadcast in real time. A conflict between India and Pakistan would dominate global headlines, not just because of their nuclear arsenals, but due to the region's economic and geopolitical weight. Major powers like the US, China, and Russia want stability in South Asia. A full-scale war risks disrupting global trade, energy prices, and regional security. That means India, even with military superiority, could quickly face pressure to stop through UN resolutions, diplomatic ultimatums, or economic consequences. Meanwhile, the media battlefield is just as critical. Pakistan has often leveraged global sympathy by framing itself as the underdog, especially when civilian casualties grab the spotlight. In a prolonged war, images of destruction could flip international opinion, isolating India diplomatically and economically, even if it's winning militarily. India boasts one of the largest militaries in the world, but its reliance on foreign arms and technology presents significant risks, especially in wartime. A considerable portion of its high-tech military equipment, from fighter jets to tanks to radar systems, comes from abroad, particularly Russia, France, and the US. If conflict breaks out, this supply chain could be disrupted, with weapon shipments delayed or halted altogether. India has long depended on Russia for military hardware, including advanced fighter jets, air defense systems, and other critical components. However, with Russia's growing alignment with China, there's a pressing question. If China were to become directly involved in the conflict, would Russia continue to supply India with arms and spare parts? Given the geopolitical complexities, Russia might prioritize its relationship with China, potentially restricting or halting military exports to India. This dependency on Russian arms, combined with Make in India efforts that still rely on foreign-made components, creates a vulnerability. If a war drags on and parts or repairs are delayed, India's military readiness could be compromised. Meanwhile, Pakistan's supply chain, primarily dependent on China, might be more predictable, giving it a strategic advantage during a prolonged conflict. In the context of a full-scale conflict, the strategic vulnerabilities outlined above show that India's victory in a war with Pakistan would not be guaranteed. Even with superior military assets, political, economic, social, and technological factors all play a significant role in shaping the outcome of modern conflicts, making it a highly risky proposition for both nations. Escalation into full-scale war could lead to devastating consequences, not just for the two countries involved, but for global stability. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. More deep dives coming soon, only on Brain Index.